new office space. Give me a second.
We got a baby yet, bro?
No, not yet.
Coming soon?
Coming soon.
Keep going.
Just like my listings.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
Let's kick it off, guys. I want to keep you guys' time, respect your time, and kind of get through, what we got to cover today. So let's just go around the room really quick. What's positive focus? What are we feeling good about? Any win, could be small, big, business, personal, anything this week you feel good about or today?
I can I go?
Yeah, go for it.
Uh, for for me, like I want to shout out Blanca because yesterday we both went on a listing appointment. It was a good appointment in Menlo Park. We kind of touched with them. Like I think this lead I am nurturing from last 1 year, I think.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so we met them. They were a sweet couple. So basically, they were renting that place because they moved to the Atherton, and at this point, they were thinking that the money would do the work somewhere else instead of, keeping that on the property. They want to take their equity out and invest it somewhere else.
Got it.
So we gave Blanca and me gave a lot of insights and everything. So I think hopefully they said they would let us know soon. They are open to listing on I think Jan or something, but they have few questions before they sign the listing.
Okay.
But it's a good one.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Are they interviewing other agents or how do you guys feel
Uh,
about?
as of now, they haven't interviewed anyone. We are the first ones. They said, yeah, they might talk to a one or two. That's what he told me.
Okay.
But the insights and the information, because of we are the first ones, how the process moves and all, we gave them a lot of information. They are very grateful about that, and they said they'll get back to us.
Nice. What's the price point on that one?
2.2 to 2.3.
Awesome. Good luck, man. Hopefully
Yeah.
you guys get that one.
Yes.
Sounds like a good one.
Yes.
What else we got? John, talk to me. What do you got? Positive focus? What are you feeling good about?
Just had a couple good leads, just some good showings, and just kind of filling the pipeline.
Awesome.
And got one in escrow. Just got conditional loan approval. Just waiting on the HOA cert, and we're all set.
Let's go. Can we just give it up for John, guys, for just the momentum he has right now in his business? Yeah, just want to give it up for you, man. It's awesome to see. You're picking up steam, man. That review that you got from that client too.
That was
awesome.
A great review. Yeah, I couldn't have written it better.
That's awesome. Mark, what do we got? Positive focus. What are you feeling good about?
Just getting a buyer in contract 2 days ago. It's been kind of just like nonstop back and forth with listing agent, buyer, escrow, and just super glad to have a deal in my pocket as I'm going into having a baby, knowing that I'll at least have a paycheck coming instead of kind of scrambling and juggling multiple things.
Nice, man. And that was from an open house you worked this past weekend?
Yeah, open house, had a last minute opportunity, and my wife said she was feeling okay for me to take off for just a couple hours and be on standby if something happens, and happened to pick up a buyer that didn't have an agent and they wanted to write an offer. So I had to go back with the husband another time to show the property the next day. And next thing you know, we're writing an offer and competing against, I think they ended up getting 17 offers total.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Good for you, bro. Yeah. Good for you, man. What price point was that one?
1.275 is what we're in contract at.
Let's go. 1.275 open house, no Zillow, no nothing like that. And Mark just got a raise on his commission split too, man. So let's give it up for that.
I think I got like probably 2 other good buyers from it too.
Let's go, man. That's really good, man. Really happy for you.
Thanks.
Couldn't have come at a better time, man, as you're about to, have the baby come soon.
Yeah.
Awesome. Richa, talk to me. Positive focus. What are you feeling good about? Business, personal, anything?
Yeah, feeling good about going for a showing of the home in East Palo Alto. It's a new client, so hopefully things will work out. Looking forward to it.
Let's go. Awesome. Awesome.
The other things were me and Blanca went on the last week on the listing appointment, and I got the first-hand experience. Really liked it. It was super cool.
Yeah. What's one takeaway you got from going on that listing appointment? Anything that stood out to you?
The preparation, of course. Yeah.
Preparation.
Yeah. So Blanca has a very professional portfolio and everything, and her presentation is top notch. So that's the one
Awesome.
thing.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, obviously being prepared, right? So that you can go in there with confidence and know what you're talking about and say it with confidence. You know, that's a big part of winning the clients over. So great job. How that listing, how does that one look?
So they still want to hold till January. They'll be going back to out of country and then get back, and still want to wait
Okay.
till we get the price that they're looking for. So we'll follow it. We'll follow up.
Still working on it. Excellent. Okay, good stuff. Blanca, are you there? You have a positive focus?
Hi guys, I'm driving. Sorry, I'm driving to Modesto. So yes,
shoot.
positive focus. Got these buyers ready to buy. This was a great referral from a past client, and whenever you get referrals, it's hard to pass on the referral to another agent because they're depending on you. They're coming from a friend, and they're trusting you to guide them. So this is where I'm at right now, going to Modesto to see. We're going to see 4 homes, and I'm sure we're going to write on one. So we'll be getting them in contract ASAP.
Let's go. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. Well, drive safe. I know it's wet out there, so be careful.
Yeah, everybody's driving crazy, and I've been through 2 accidents going on the way and then coming here. So if you guys are driving, drive safely out there.
Okay. Good stuff, guys. So let's kick off. So I'm going to follow the same format that we followed before, with just our level 10 kind of meeting. I'm going to try to make it a little bit faster because I know we have a few people on, but let me go ahead and pull up the format. So there'll be an opportunity to everyone to kind of look at their business. So we went through the positive focus, which is kind of our icebreaker, kind of see where everybody's at for the week, how you guys are feeling. Scorecard. I want us to kind of review what our monthly and quarterly goals are. So if you have a pen and a paper, if you guys could just jot down a couple things. What's your monthly or quarterly goal that you set out, and where are you at? So let's say your quarterly goal was, 6 deals in contract, and that's 2 a month, and you're at 4 out of 6, I want you guys to kind of take score of where you stand. And then we'll talk about, is there anything, any leading indicators that is causing you to be off track? So if you're on track, awesome, keep doing what you're doing. If you're not on track, what do you think it is, right? And we'll discuss that. And then, is there anything you need from PRG to help you achieve your goal right now? So let's think about these, and we're going to just kind of go around the room and share and talk about kind of where everybody's at. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
John, talk to me.
My quarterly goal was 6. I had 3 closings in October, and I've got 1 under contract. So I'm ahead. So I'm changing the goal to 10, which I think is a stretch. If I hit that, that'll be fucking great. But it's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie. But I've got 3 I'm showing homes to right now. Got an offer in on 1. We ended up not getting it. But we actually had 2 writing offers on. We didn't get either one. So I've got 2 that are in that process. I mean, it's 2 potential more, and I've met a few other people, like I said, in the pipeline. 10 will be a stretch, but it's better than 8.
Let's go. Awesome. Is there anything that you feel is causing you to be off track, or you feel like you're just chugging along?
I need to do my follow-up is still not where I think it should be. I think I could probably have a few more, you know, if I'm just a little more intentional with my follow-ups.
Okay. Okay. That's a great, honest assessment. And then is there anything you need from PRG, from me or from the team, to help you hit this goal?
If you can lower rates, that'd be great. But other than that, no.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like if we're just assessing, right? You're at
Yeah.
pretty much 4 out of 6, so now you're stretching your goal up. You have a few clients you're working on. You're actively getting leads coming in. I mean, trying to hit that 10, even if you fall short a little bit. I mean, I think that's if you're working hard, I don't see why you can't get close to that. Maybe even hit that, right? So
that'd be even better.
yeah, exactly, man. So we're rooting for you. We're gonna keep pushing you. Yeah, great assessment and great job so far. All right, who's next, guys? Where are you at? Talk to me about your goals.
I can go. I set a goal of 5 deals this quarter. I'm at 2 of 5 now. Was leading indicators. I mean, I think just being able to juggle my workload while having a newborn is going to be kind of like my biggest challenge. What I need from PRG, I think I've reached out to several agents to kind of help me with showings on clients that I know are kind of warm right now. So I'll continue to kind of, see who can help me while I'm not able to like go out in the field as much. But yeah, just trying to juggle my workload while still, not letting anything slip through the cracks. I think it's going to be my biggest challenge.
Okay. So just to clarify, your goal is 6, and those are the 2 closings you've had?
So I had 1 closing, which was my listing downtown. And then I have this one that I just got in contract now. And then I have 2 listings that are coming soon. So I technically have 1 closing and 1 about to close.
Okay. Okay. So you'll be at 2 out of 6. You got a couple listings that are coming on. I mean, the listings are going to probably take some time, right, to get on the market and get in the contract.
Yeah.
So right now if you're trying to close and put, deals in contract, it's probably going to be trying to get some of the buyers you're working with, right? If you're trying to hit that goal for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, just strategically, right? Just focusing on what's the low hanging fruit, right? Zillow Flex deals that come in is low hanging fruit. Any buyers that are already in the pipe that you're working with, those are your low hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Any listings, obviously, we still want to get them signed and put them in the pipeline, but those are going to take more time, right? So if we're trying to be intentional about hitting that 6, I think the 6 will be hit if you get some buyers in contract. Do you agree?
Yeah, and I still have a few I'm working with.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so lean on us, lean on the team. Obviously, while you're out, if you need something, or when the baby comes, just let us know, man. Like, we're all here to help as well. So we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. But good stuff. Good stuff. Who's next? Shri, talk to me.
Jason, sorry, Enrique. My goal for this quarter is like 3 buyers in contract and 1 listing is what I was aiming for. But so far, 1 in contract, the other one we couldn't. I submitted like 2 offers so far, but most of the time, it's Sunnyvale, so it's pretty competitive out there. We are planning to put 1 more this week. So I think buyers wise, I have 2 more hard buyers. I think I'm thinking that I would be able to achieve the goal of 3 buyers this quarter. But listing, I need to see at least 1 listing I need to sign this quarter.
Okay. So the 3 in contract is definitely within reach if you just get these other 2 2 in there, right?
Yeah.
And then the listing, the only way you're going to get listing signed is you got to get in front of more sellers, right? So you just went on a listing presentation, which is what you told us.
Yeah.
How can you get in front of other sellers? Maybe prospecting, looking at who you have in your lead, pipeline or any flex sellers that you're getting. Because usually if you meet with 4 sellers, 1 of them you'll sign at least out of 4, right? Yeah. So I think it's definitely doable. I think your goals are definitely within reach if you just, strategize and just be intentional on what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Richa, how we doing?
I think I'm doing okay. I do have hot leads, but they have pushed till January, February. So buyers from Sphere. Listing appointments, I'm looking forward to one. He said that he anywhere from December to January. So that's the another one. I
Okay.
should,
Let's stick
yeah,
with the format here though. So what was the goal for the quarter? And where are you?
one each month.
One each month. Okay.
Mhm.
So your goal is three, get 3 deals.
Yeah.
Okay. And then where are you at so far out of the 3? Do you have anything yet?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So we're 0 for 3 right now, right? So
Mhm.
what do you think you need to do to get on track to that goal?
Well, more leads maybe.
Okay.
And the leads I'm looking for is for Tri Valley. The leads I get is mostly from very far away from where I live. It's Redwood City and other places. So I'm looking for that kind of support where we can open up the zip codes for this area, Tri Valley area.
Okay. Now let me
Mhm.
ask you this, right? This is I'm glad you're bringing this up. Are we committed to the goal or are we just only committed to working in the area that you're at? That's my question.
Committed to goal, but also the way I see my own business growth is also for the Tri Valley area, to be honest.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like if you want to
Yeah.
grow the Tri Valley, there's nothing wrong with
Uh-huh.
that. I think that should still be the big picture, right?
Mhm.
Like continue to grow your presence there in your area. But I
Mhm.
also want to make sure that you're getting some points on the board and you're making some money while you're growing your presence in the Tri Valley, right? So Blanca just told us she's driving to Modesto right now to close a deal. Blanca, that's not your niche, right? Is Modesto. That's not the area you want to build your presence in, correct?
Definitely not.
Okay. So I want to give an example, Richa, because sometimes what we want and what we need to do to get to where we want is kind of is 2 different things, right? And so I think you should do both. That's what I'm trying to say. I think you should continue to try to build your presence in the Tri Valley, absolutely. But I think in the meantime, on the way there, I would highly encourage you to jump on all the opportunity you can jump on, because that's going to also make you a better agent, so that let's say someone does call you in the Tri Valley, you're that much better and that much more experienced to now make sure you get that deal in the Tri Valley, right?
Yeah. No, I do pick the leads from everywhere. That's the one thing I have stopped missing out on that. I do not pass it on, and I still try as much as possible. But yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And we could do a one-on-one, just you and I, to dig a little bit deeper. I would like to see how many leads you've gotten. And this is
Mhm.
something you can also analyze on your own. How many leads have you gotten in the last 30, 60 days or this quarter so far? How many calls are you making consistently to your leads? How many appointments are you booking? If you just look at those 3 things, like how many leads, how many calls, how many appointments, that's going to tell you a lot. And then from there, it'll let you know, okay, what do I need to focus on? Is it that I need more leads? Is it that I need to make more calls? Or is it that I need to get better when I make calls so that I book more appointments, right? So those are some of the things that I would analyze. And then you and I could set a one-on-one and kind of dig a little bit deeper so that we go into your specific stuff.
Okay.
Sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for putting yourself out there though, but you keep going. I mean, you got this. This is all doable. 3 deals in the next, 50 days or so that we got left. It's definitely doable. So I want to encourage you that it's absolutely doable. Blanca, talk to me. What's your quarterly goal? Where are you at with that? If you can talk, sorry, I know you're driving.
The 17th, I find 2 new listings, and I'm working with 4 hot buyers that I'm trying to get in this quarter.
You cut out in the beginning. Can you say that one more time? What's your goal and where are you at?
Sorry, my goal is 6. I closed
Okay.
1. I have a closing on the 17th. Manteca, new builds. And then I have 2 new listings I signed, and I'm working with 4 hot buyers that I'm writing and showing on.
Got it. And you have
Yeah.
one listing on the market right now.
And I have 1 listing on the market, correct?
Okay. So you're right there. And you're going to get these buyers in contract this weekend, the ones
Yes.
you're going to show right now.
Yes, I'm getting them in contract, and I'm actively showing 2. We wrote on another client in Redwood City, but we missed it. There was a total of 20 offers, you guys. The market has been crazy. And
Sure.
even out here in Modesto, 2 other homes that we were going to see today went in contract. So I feel like lately, there's a little bit of a shift going on.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Especially in some of
yeah.
those hot areas.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you need from us? Anything you need from us that can help you get those 6 in?
No, I think I'm good. I just need to keep hustling.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Who thinks Blanca can get those 6 in with all the stuff that she talked about that she has in the pipe? You think so? I think so. I think you're there. You got a lot of moving parts, a lot of things moving, stuff in the works.
Yeah.
So I think you can get those 6, no problem.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move forward, guys. Top 3 client pipeline review. So here's what I want you guys to write down. This is just for you to write down. I just want you to write out who your top 3 are. Who your top 3 are. If you have 3, if you don't have 3, write down what you have and where they're at in the process. An example would be I have John Smith and I'm submitting offers right now. Or I have John Smith and he's getting pre-approved. So who are your top 3? If I asked you who your top 3 hottest clients you have right now, who would they be? The ones that are closest to getting in contract. It could be a listing. Hey, I have a listing on the market. We're getting offers. We're in negotiations. I want you to think about your top 3. And then I want to know if you have any challenges with any of these clients that you want to just discuss or get some advice on from the group here. So let's say, for example, I have John Smith and I'm trying to help him find a house, but I'm having trouble getting him to increase his price point. What advice can you give me? So this is where we can mastermind a little bit. I don't need to know all your clients. I just need to know the ones that you feel like you'd want a second opinion on.
I got one that kind of like that. We're writing. It's Andy and his wife Mumu. They only want fixer-uppers now. Best way to go about finding homes that you know what I mean? Is there a way to search MLS for homes that need work versus homes that don't, I guess.
Let's peel that back though. So when they say they want fixer-uppers, what is their intention to live there, to renovate it, to flip it? What are they?
They're buying a house. They own a home already in Fremont. They own it free and clear. They have a son that's graduating college. Summer of next year, he's got like couple extra classes. He's graduating from Notre Dame, moving back to the Bay Area. So they're really buying it for him. Plus, they just want to have it as an investment, just as another thing to grow equity. We lost out on one house. Had 23 offers. It was basically a tear down, but it was a 13,000 square foot lot that had a 1,000 square foot house on it in San Jose. We looked at another one that was a little too much for what they wanted to do. And then we're actually thinking about putting an offer in on a one that offers are due on the 19th. It's a probate house that pretty much needs to be torn down to the studs. So I'm trying to find more options. It's just, you can't search shit boxes in the end.
So we can answer your question properly. I'm still unclear on why it has to be a fixer-upper. Is that just because of price point, or they're just
it started. We found one they really that wasn't a fixer-upper, just needed to be updated. And they're like, if we're going to drop 100 grand into updating a home, why don't we just find something a little bit cheaper? We can dump 200-300 grand in and either add some square footage or just gut it and redo it, add a second story. I don't know why they want to do this. I mean, they have the money and they can qualify to actually get something that their son could just move into, but they feel that since they have, 8 to 10 months, let's find something that we could make it ours and do it this way.
Got it. Any advice you guys can give John? Who has some advice they can give John on how to approach this?
John, one thing, to find the properties, I can just tell you how I do this when I look for fixer and uppers. Most of the time, like I select the city in the MLS and I try to go for the least priced ones. Like most of the times when they're sitting on the, like, for suppose they're looking at 1.2, I would start from around 800 to 900 range. Most of the times, those are the ones who are listed for very cheap, right? That's how I usually find the fixer uppers if anyone comes to me, if that anything helps for you.
All right, thanks.
Anybody else?
John,
What do you guys got?
John, quick question. Do they have experience doing this?
No, and I've had conversations about it because one we looked at that they were really excited about, and I'm like, guys, you're biting off a lot on this one.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they're like, no, we can do it. I'm like, okay, he works
Sometimes,
for
sometimes they don't realize it makes a lot more sense to buy an already a resold home versus a fixer upper.
Oh, I've tried having that conversation and explaining that to them several times. It's because I'm, I know what my limits are, what it would be to like fixing a house up, and I know when biting off too much, you bite off more than you can chew, what it can do.
Another recommendation that I would give, I would still continue sending them homes that are a little more move-in ready. Like
Okay.
don't completely take it off their radar, because they may just realize, hey, this is ready, let's go, and they may decide just to not go the fixer upper route.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Okay. Thanks.
Any other advice, guys, for John? I have some stuff, but I want to see what you guys come up with. Okay. So here's the thing, John. That's why I was asking you, why does it have to be a fixer upper? Because I'm unclear on why it has to be a fixer upper, and I think that's an opportunity for you to have a deeper discussion with them. Because if you think about it, any house could be a fixer upper. Like if you didn't like the kitchen, you could just rip the kitchen out and change it, right? So instead of putting them in a box where it has to be a fixer upper, I would focus more on what is the total price point that you want to be in, right? If they're like, hey, we don't want to spend more than 1.5 million. So what is their total price point? Let me ask you that.
Their thoughts are spend 1.4, 1.5 and put 300 to 500 into something.
Okay.
Which,
so they're really at a 1.7, 1.8, right?
Right.
So then I would be looking at every home from 1.3 all the way to 1.8.
Okay.
Because let's say you find a home for 1.6 and it only needs 50 grand worth of work. Well, you're still within the 1.7 budget, right? Or you find a home that's 1.2 and it needs 500 grand. You're still, so either way, you're adding up to what their total budget is, right? I wouldn't just send them fixer uppers. I would send them any homes that are in the neighborhoods that they want and that are within their total price range. And I would start now showing them, instead of telling them, showing them, hey guys, I found this opportunity. It's within your price range. You guys would probably want to update it, but you're not going to have to do that much updating because some of it's already been taken care of, and you still get it in the neighborhood you want and the price point that you want.
Okay. That's a good way to approach it. Thanks.
Yeah. So I would approach it as that way. Because if you're only looking for fixer uppers, anything that's like a fixer upper that goes on the market, you're going to be competing with 20, 30 offers.
Yeah. Yeah. The one we lost. And they also, went 200,000 below asking on it against my advice.
Exactly.
And it was listed at 1.6, they went 1.4, and it went for 2 million, over 2 million cash.
Okay. What neighborhood do they want to be in? Is there a specific neighborhood?
Either Berryessa or Cambrian, West San Jose. They don't want to go down to Alum Rock or Communication Hill. So if they're going to be east, they want it to be the Berryessa area, or not really Willow Glen, because that's out of their budget. Just
Okay.
in general, but so that Campbell area, Cambria.
Got it. Okay, Mark, what you got?
Well, kind of going back to your original question of like, how do you find these type of properties? I think a good exercise is doing just this, because sometimes the best way to find something that they're looking for is it's not on the market yet. So like thinking of now hearing your criteria, Enrique, you've seen my client Linda and Brian's home that they want to fix up that's off market. What if we go show them that property? It's right within their budget, and it's in West San Jose. So I think looking for potentially like networking with agents who maybe have properties coming soon like this, or there's also like Facebook pages where agents post properties like this that all day, you could connect with agents like that on Facebook on these off market pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Mark. So Mark has that listing. It's not too far from our office. So that's actually, it's not really like West End. It's kind of like border, like Willow Glen, Cambrian. It's kind of like in the middle of all those different things.
Yeah.
So, and it's a good neighborhood. And that one is dated, so to say. It's not like a tear down. It's not necessarily a gut job, but it is dated. So they probably would want to update the kitchen and the bathrooms and the flooring and paint. So I would say it's like a cosmetic fixer, and it's probably within that budget. And that's the address, 1544 Willowmont.
Thank you. I was just asking you to send that. All right, cool.
And that's Mark's listing, and the clients are trying to get it cleaned up so that they could sell it. So that might be an opportunity right there.
Okay.
The other thing I was going to ask you is, how many homes have you showed them?
8 or 9.
Okay, so you guys have looked at some
Yeah,
properties. But yeah, I think showing them Mark's property, telling them about that one. I think the more homes you show them, naturally what's going to happen is through that process, they're going to figure out kind of where they need to be. Right? Like they may have this illusion in their mind, like we're going to go swing hammers and stuff like that and do all this. But as they go look at stuff, what's really more important is the location and the total price point at the end of the day. Right? Unless they're an investor and they're trying to flip a home, that's a totally different story.
No,
It doesn't
and
sound like that's the
not.
case.
They just want someone with a decent sized lot, 6,000 square foot minimum on the lot too.
Okay. So let me show you something real quick. I'm in Facebook right now. I'm part of a few groups. This one is Bay Area Off-Market Fixers. I'm going to invite you to this one because people are posting stuff all day here. And they're all over the Bay Area, so it's not just any specific area. Let's see if I can add you. Oh yeah. There we go. So I just sent you an invite for that one. I think Mark's in that one as well. Off-market properties, Bay Area, Northern California. This is another one. So these are good places just to go in there, and then
no, those are good.
you could search. I just kind of scroll and kind of see what people are posting.
Can
and
you
those are
please
like
add
two.
me also, Enrique?
At you. Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
And if not, guys, if you're not a part of these groups, if you just go into Facebook and just do a search for off market, you'll see all these pages pop up, and you just got to add yourself to these groups. I don't know if I don't know if I am, if we're
I was
friends
right
on-
there.
Oh, let me see. Oh, there you are.
Third one.
Okay. So yeah, great place to start. All right, cool. Anybody else? Anybody else have any challenges with any of your current top 3 clients? Like any hurdles you're facing, or just need some advice, or want to kind of brainstorm on how to get them to move forward?
I think the one listing that me and Blanca went, they kind of have a very high expectation from the listing that the price they are going to get, because the one that was similar to theirs got sold for 1.8 in April 2025. But the current comps when we pull for 3 months back was not showing the same benchmark. No.
Got it.
So
So their
Mhm.
expectation versus what you guys think you could sell it for is a bit off.
very off, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Anybody have any suggestions for how to help the client see what the true value is?
Yeah, because for the next conversations, I want to have something that I can propose that this is not going to sell for that. And they were also trying to say that they can put more money in, and that's how they're going to get it. So Blanca did a very good job in telling as much as possible. Now the going forward calls, when I am having that call, how should I propose that they should be looking at the price point the market is going to pay, not the what their neighbors got in April.
Any suggestions, guys? How would you approach that? Sellers unrealistic on price because they see a comp that sold like earlier that's not really relevant anymore.
Well, what I like to do is I like to just do the what if scenario. Be like, what if you were the buyer and you had a budget of X, and then go through those listings that are at that budget. So you say, hey, from the perspective of the buyer, if they had this much money and they're looking in this neighborhood, these are all the options they have. Now, how does your home compare to these homes? Because those are the options that they're going to be looking at. So then you have to see where that property fits into the other homes that are listed in that neighborhood from the perspective of a buyer, if they had that amount of money to spend.
So
Yeah.
Mark, you continue with that, keeping this conversation and sending them emails so that they are well prepared that the coming spring will most
Well,
likely.
when you're on the consultation and you're talking about the market and what you think the home's worth, I share my screen like in a consultation like this, and I go through the listings with them. And I say, hey, look, these are you. If you think your home is worth this, these are all the other homes that are listed in the same price range. Is your home equal? Like, is it the same square footage? Is it the same condition? And just kind of compare each one with them, because that's what the buyers are looking at too when they're trying to compare what they can buy at that price.
Yes, and that Blanca already did it. So I'm asking post that consultation, what should be the next steps to prepare them?
To
They
lower
didn't.
the
I would,
Mhm. Go ahead.
I would, so, oh, go ahead, John, go ahead.
back in Arizona, I've only done it once or twice, but when you have a buyer or a seller that's stickler thinking his home is worth in Arizona, I'm going to say 800,000 when it's really a $650,000 house. If you can't convince them, like Mark says, showing them stuff. I've gotten them in the car and said, let's go look at these homes that you're going to be competing with. Pictures tell a certain story, and everyone can make pictures look great, but is your house the same as this house? And I always try to pick out the ones that are probably over the top, just to show the biggest disparity. But they're looking at your house at 800,000 and looking at this house at 800,000. Which one would you pick if you were a buyer? And that, sometimes seeing the property in person, it takes a little more time, and you kind of have to get them convinced to do it because, they're probably a little hard-headed, maybe stuck in their ways, or they have the thought in their head of what the home's worth. But if you can actually get them into a property that is worth the amount they think their home is worth, sometimes that's enough to get them to see the difference.
Yeah, that's great advice, guys. And you guys pretty much hit it right on the head of what I would suggest. What you guys are both describing is showing them how buyers operate through comparison shopping, right? So every buyer operates through comparison. So if I have a budget of $1 million, I'm going to see what I can get for $1 million in this neighborhood and maybe the neighborhood next to it, somewhere close by, because I want to see where my money goes, right? It's just like when you're shopping for a car and you have a budget, you're probably looking at all the different models that fit into your budget. So the best way to to not make it you against them, because you don't ever want to make them feel like you don't believe their property is worth so much. You want to say, hey guys, I would like to, I think it would be a great exercise for us to just get educated on the market and what we're competing against. So you're talking about a process. You're not talking about, I think your home is worth less, right? Because the minute the client feels like you think their home is worth less, then they start losing confidence in you. Like they don't feel like you believe them. So make it about a process. Hey, part of my process to determine what's the best list price is we go look at what else is for sale in your price range. So if we know your price range is roughly, $1 million to 1.2 million, let's pull up all the homes that are available for that price. And let's go take a look at a few of them, or let's even pull them up online. And let's see what a buyer can get for 1 million to 1.2. When we do that, that's going to show us where we fit in, right? And then I'll keep asking you each time, is your property nicer than this one? Yes, it is. Okay, so then that means we're here. Is your property nicer than this one? No, it's not. Okay, so that means we can't really price more than this one because this one's a lot nicer. It's a lot bigger. It's more remodeled. And so that's the way that you convince them without convincing them, right? You let them see for themselves.
And that's kind of where we left the conversation with them, being that they were going to be leaving the country for several weeks and not be back. That was the proposal that Richa and I did was, what we're going to do is we're going to revisit the market once you guys are back and see where things are. What's the competition? What is it looking at like? And how do you compare?
So Richa's question is, what do we do from now till then, right? So from now till then, what I would recommend is you put them on a home search just like a buyer.
Yep.
So you put them on a home search and you do a radius, maybe a few miles out from them, maybe 3 miles out from their home. And you put a price range that's kind of within the range of their home, plus or minus maybe 100,000 or so. So if their home is roughly 1.5, I would do a price range of 1.3 to 1.7. And I would do a search for like a 2 to 3 mile radius of their home and have them get alerts every week, put them on a weekly home search. And then what you're going to title the home search is homes that you will compete with when you list. Right? So now every week they're getting this email, or every other week, right? Since they're still a little further out, maybe bi-weekly, they're getting an email to see what their competition is, right? And then they'll probably click on some stuff. They'll probably scroll. They'll probably look at the pictures. And so by the time you meet with them, it should, if they've looked at it, it should hopefully educate them on where they need to be, right? And it's a lot easier of a conversation. And let them know the reason I'm doing this is that I want you to see, what you're competing against when you do put your house on the market. This is a great exercise for gaining knowledge, right? Is that helpful?
Yes, very much. I like the idea.
Okay. So yeah, add that, right? And it's all, the other thing that it serves too is it serves as a consistent email that they get from you with your name and stuff. So that keeps you top of mind, right? So from here till then, they could talk to other agents, but if you're the one that's been consistently sending them info and staying in touch, when it's time to list, they're going to want to go with you guys.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
No problem. No problem. All right. Any last ones, guys? Any questions on any of your clients, how to move them forward? Anything that stands out that you want to mastermind? Okay. Got a couple of minutes left. Let's switch gears really quick. Quarterly rock check-in. So last time we talked about just kind of establishing like a focus or a quarterly rock in our business. And so what I want to know is, number one, do you remember what that quarterly rock was? Because I know that was a couple weeks ago. And have you done anything to chip away at that quarterly rock? What was that quarterly rock? What was that focus area that you wanted to kind of get down from here to the end of the year? And where are you at with that? So who remembers their quarterly rock, first of all? John, you remember yours?
I remember it. It was consistent with the social media, which has not happened since the 30-day thing stopped. It's tapered off a bit, so need to refocus.
Okay, that was your rock, right? Was just to
Yeah.
post consistently.
Yeah.
Okay, so what what do you think you need to implement or need to do to get that on track?
I have great ideas at like 11 o'clock at night. Like, oh, I
Okay.
should do this, but it's 11 o'clock at night and I'm, usually half asleep. I need to have the ideas, I think, at 9 in the morning instead. I just I need more real estate related postings and less sitting on the deck making pizza. Which, while they are fun posts and they do, people do comment, it's not, business building stuff, more or less.
Okay. Who has some ideas for John?
I can suggest you one thing. Start looking at Shree's post. He is doing amazing.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've been seeing
Yeah.
Shree's stuff on Facebook, and yeah.
Facebook and LinkedIn, and just follow it. And Shree, you have to give the tips of how you're making those.
That
Wonderful.
was when actually that was kind of my rock when Enrique asked me, like, I was thinking what was my rock. Yes, I said, like, I want to do something different in social media. That's just a software I'm using right now, but that's not, I don't know, it's good knowledge wise. That's just a start point. But what I keeps coming back to my mind is Enrique says, where are you in that? What, like, show your face, you are talking, right? That's what is my niche I want to get to. That's what I want to do more than, I know these posts are just engaging with the buyers or sellers, whatever it is, putting some valuable information out. It's a good, I thought at least it's a good place to start, but that's not the only thing. I feel like even in middle, I have to jump in, I have to show my face, I have to stop explaining some things. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I want to, going forward, I think I have to do that. That is what actual my rock is.
Okay.
I've started somewhere, but
Okay.
So can I give you guys a couple tips? So John, here's a great tip that I've incorporated over the years is create a note section in your phone and title it social media ideas or whatever you want to call it. And anytime you get an idea, you just go there and you just jot it down. And then what happens is you'll now have, and then you could set like check boxes. If you have an iPhone, you could do like check boxes. What happens is you'll start building a list of ideas that come to your head. And so if you go into I did this recently. I use ChatGPT to come up with a content calendar, but I've done this in the past. So if I go in my notes section, I have video topics. That's what mine's called. And you can see like, these are all the topics. Some of them, the ones that are yellow, that means I've checked them off. A lot of them haven't been checked off. So this is where I just spit stuff down. Like this would be a good video. This would be a good post. This would be a good whatever. And so that's one tip, right? Because like you said, the ideas come at different times. The other thing that I would tell you to do is, you said something about like not just on the deck making pizza. I think those pizza ones are great. And I think you should use those pictures of you making pizza as the photo, but then you can write a caption about real estate.
Sure.
Like, hey guys, here's me making pizza, man, whatever, blah, 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 drinking some wine. But let me tell you about this client that I met today, right?
Okay.
And so if you're good at writing, it doesn't have to be nothing crazy. Or let me tell you about this question that one of my clients asked me today. And then boom, just write some stuff down. So you can mix the two where you use the photo to get people's attention, like a personal photo, but then your caption, it could be about the message you're trying to deliver.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So write your ideas somewhere, keep a log of your ideas, and then work in those photos, man. Because at the end of the day, like more people will click on your stuff and read it if it does have a personal picture. You know? So, and then for Shree, I love that you started doing those, but can you take that same information and just make that into you explaining that info?
yeah,
Right? Because the info's
Yes.
good. Like you're putting a lot of good info, but they're more like the infographics. But that information, the same exact info, it could just be you saying the message, right?
yeah, yes.
And so I think that's a way where you can kind of accomplish the two and not have to think much about it.
Sure.
But you're off to a great start, man. Just keep it going
Yeah.
and have
Yeah.
fun with it.
Okay, sure.
All right, Rock, what's your guys? So we got those two. Those two rocks are done. Mark, did you have a rock for this quarter?
Mine was to kind of like streamline my CRM a little bit better. Because I feel like I just have all my leads in there and I kind of set tasks and I kind of go through them. So to create smart lists so I can maybe smart list and tag things. So it's just a little bit more organized for me now that I have like a larger database. And I have not done that very thoroughly yet, but it's definitely on my to-do list.
Okay.
I started adding tags for off markets though, like all the things that I have in there for off markets versus sellers versus buyers. So I can at least go and like find things easily like that, but I could definitely get more detailed.
Got it. Got it. Let me ask you a question. Why is that rock important to you?
Because I feel like I'm at a point where I have a lot of leads in my database and they're all at different stages. And sometimes I think of someone and I'm like, oh man, that person would be great for this property, or, oh man, I could connect these two dots and maybe get something to come together. And sometimes I forget about clients completely. Then they don't have a task. And then I'm going through all my things trying to categorize and realize I haven't reached out to someone in a while. So I think it's just organization for me, instead of just having, a bunch of leads in there that don't really have proper organization whatsoever.
Got it. Okay. So staying organized, people don't slip through the cracks. You're at a point now where you got a lot of leads, you got a lot of people in your database, right? It's time for that next level.
Mhm.
What do you think it's costing you by not being organized? Do you think you're missing deals?
Oh, for sure. I think I'm missing maybe a few transactions a quarter, just from not having as close of communication with some people as I should. My follow-up, I don't think is as organized as it can be either. I kind of focus more just on like what's hot in front of me instead of touching base with a lot of other people too.
Okay. So a few transactions, let's say 3 per quarter. What would roughly be a take-home dollar amount on 3 transactions per quarter?
Like 40, 50K at least.
Okay. Multiply that by 4 per year, 40, 50K a quarter, 200 grand a year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm asking you this because I think this is for everybody, not just for you, right? And so I think sometimes we say like, hey, I want to do something because I know I need to do it. Sounds good. But then when you start doing the math and you start saying, man, like this is costing me potentially $200,000 a year because I haven't made a commitment or put this in my calendar or have taken the time to actually get serious about this thing that I set out to do, then it starts becoming more real, right? Then it goes from just an idea to like, all right, this is tangible money. Would 200 more grand per year change your life?
Absolutely.
All right, there we go. All right, so it's safe to say that this is like an important thing for you to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that was a life-changing thing that you had to do, and this is very important, what would you do to ensure that it happened?
I'd probably block off time in my calendar just like I would like a showing or anything else where, hey, this hour I'm putting tags, this hour I'm checking all my status, like, categorizing and blocking time off to do specific tasks.
There we go, right? You hit it right on the money, right? If just like I would have an appointment to go to the doctor, right, to check my health, or I would have an appointment for this or for that, or to meet with a seller or buyer. If it was that important, I would make an appointment with myself to work on these things, right? So I want to challenge you to just set an appointment with yourself. And this is, everybody could take from this. Set a running appointment with yourself. Pick a day out of the week, a certain 1 or 2 hour time block out of the week when maybe it's a little quieter during that time, right? Maybe a Friday morning or whatever, right? And block that time and call it something that's going to really speak to you, right? The title of that appointment should speak to you. It should be like, change my life time block, right? Right? Or $200,000 time block. And that's all you got to do, bro, is block out 1 to 2 hours a week in one time block. And you only work on that project for those 2 until you make progress, right? Because if you try to do it every day, sometimes it's hard to do it every day. But if you have a running appointment with yourself every week and you really, really take it serious, man, I think you could do it. And I know you're a disciplined guy, bro. So I think it's just a matter of just being intentional. How to do it, like the how part, that's the easy part. It's more of the why. Why should I do it? And I think we just uncovered that the reason you should do it is because it's costing you $250,000 a year to not, right? And that $250,000 will allow you to do, a lot of other things in your life that you want to do. I don't know. That's the game that I played with myself when I really wanted to like buckle down. Is I start like really peeling the onion back and like figuring out why this needs to happen, and it just creates a different sort of motivation and focus around that goal. So I don't know. Is that helpful for you, brother? Now, one step further, when is the time during the week when it's probably a little quieter for you? Like, is there like a certain, if you could just think off the top of your head, certain day or time?
Probably in the afternoons, like around now.
Okay. So pick a day, man. Pick a day. Now here's the thing though, is you can't book anything else during that time. That's the thing. If let's say you booked Thursdays between 1 and 3, and that's your $250,000 time block to work on your business, that means no ifs, ands, or buts. You cannot book another appointment during that time. You're not allowed to book a listing appointment. You're not allowed to book a buyer appointment, because the moment you do, you now take away power from this time block, right? And so you have to treat it like that, even if it was just a 1-hour time block, right? But you have to treat it as if it's a $2 million listing appointment or something, right? And that goes for everybody. For those of you guys that want to make sure you do your social media, you want to make sure you're doing the other rocks that you chose, you got to pick that time, right? And put a price tag on it, because that's the only way it's going to motivate you to do it. Because like what we do in our business is a lot of time we're trading time for dollars. We see another opportunity. We're like, oh, hot buyer. Let me get rid of this one that I was supposed to do, this important thing. But because this seems like a hot buyer, I'm going to go do this, right? And then next thing you know, it's weeks on end, and then we still haven't chipped away at that little thing that we said we were going to chip away at, right? And it's 1 o'clock, guys. We're right on the money. Last but not least, now that we've had this discussion, what's 1 or 2 action items, or what's 1 action item? Let's just say call it 1. What's 1 action item that you're committed to after this discussion that you know is going to help improve your business? Could be any of the things we talked about. Let's just quickly go around the room and then we're done. John, what are you committing to? 1 action item.
Social media follow-up. Social
Okay.
media.
Okay. If you had to get more specific, what part of social media?
Posting more business content and trying to blend it in, like you said, with the personal stuff.
Okay. So start posting in business with personal. That's your intention now. That's something how many times are you going to post within the next 7 days?
3 times.
3 times. There you go. That's 1 specific item, right? I'm going to post 3 times. I'm going to mix in the business and personal. Now we're getting specific. All right. Shri, what you got?
Like Mark mentioned, even I want to just sit down and start making those tags, like, keep everyone in your database, stages wise. And, I want to keep doing it at least 1 day in a week, like because of you do the regular check-ins, move them to the different stages, keep it more clear so that you don't, miss someone in these cracks.
Okay. When will that happen?
I think mostly tomorrow, Friday, tomorrow noon, I'm completely free. So tomorrow I'm doing that.
Okay. Put that in your calendar tomorrow at noon. Reach
Yes.
up. What do you got? What's 1 thing specific? It has to be very specific. What's 1 thing in the next week that you're going to commit to move any of these things we talked about forward? Just all I need is 1.
Social media, I just I followed up for 30 days. Now I need to do more because I think that the future leads will come from there.
Okay. So that social media is really broad. So 1 specific is that, are you going to post today? Are you going to post a certain day? What a certain amount of posts? What's a specific?
5 per week, and 3 of them I'm putting goal as me as a video.
Okay. 5 per week, 3 as videos. Okay. Now the next thing you got to do is write down when you're going to work on that, or put when you're going to work on that in your calendar. All right.
Mhm.
All right, Mark, last but not least, what's 1 specific measurable thing that you can implement within the next week?
So I'm going to put a 1-hour block from, I think I'm going to do like 11 to 12 every Monday and Friday. to organize my CRM and make sure everything's straight with, you know, tags and smart lists and all that.
I love it. Specific. It's measurable. It's on the days there's probably a little bit more chill, not as much going on. Mondays between 11 to 12, one block in the front, one block in the end of the week. You can make a lot happen, bro, in a quarter by just chipping away an hour at a time, right? And then you look back 5 weeks and you're like, man, like I've done a lot, right? That's all it is, guys. Consistency. All right. That's all we got today, guys. Thank you so much for participating today. Hope you got some value out of it. Let me know if you need anything. And let's kick some ass, guys. We only got, 50 days or so left, right? A little less than 50 days. We can make a lot happen in that time. All right, guys. See you soon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.